in the latest shocking development in the north-central Nigeria, bandits have launched devastating attack on 9 communities in the Apa local government area of Benue State. The assailants have killed inhabitants and set numerous houses ablaze, leading to a mass exodus of terrified residents. The situation is there, with some reports indicating a death toll of 25, though the actual number of casualties remain unclear. Abu Umoru, the local lawmaker, has expressed his shock at the scale of the devastation, revealing that nearly all communities in the area are now abandoned due to the relentless attack. Stay tuned as we delve into this tragic story and examine its wide implication. But of course, joining us to have this conversation this morning is Mr. Kayode. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us. Hello, can you hear me? Good morning, sir. Hello, Dr. Kayode, are you here? Good morning.
Sir, I'm just hearing you now. Good morning. How are you?
Very well. And you?
Yeah, fine.
All right, so let's go into the discussion proper. So what's your take as regards the shocking incident that took place in the north-central Nigeria?
Yes, you see, all these killings are just becoming too much. Are becoming too much, and I don't know how we can just stop it and curtail this. For how long are we going to be seeing this in our nation? Killing people all of the time without any solution. It is not only there. There are other killings in the country that we are not even hearing about. Series of killings. So sometimes I look at it. Why spending all this money on security? What is wrong? What is wrong with our security architecture? What is wrong with our people that are leading these security outfits? What is wrong with our people whereby they will go out on interventions, various interventions around the country, they will get accolades. But when they get to back home, nothing. What is the Badu doing? The National Security Advisor, what is he doing? What is our Chief of Army Staff doing? What are all these people doing? What is wrong with our Niger Comsat? Despite all the satellites that they have in the orbit. For goodness sake, when are you going to end this? And you now see an individual like a Shekumi saying he will be the one to go and mediate between all these Marudas and Nigeria. And this same Gumi has never been arrested. Where are we heading to in this country? Where? So it has always been a nightmare for me. Anytime I wake up in the morning to acclimatize myself with happenings around, I always pray, God, I don't want this issue of kidnap here or killing there or abduction there. It is one too many.
Now,
too many.
Okay. So talking about the casualties, we are seeing no fewer than 25 lives lost, and of course buildings have been razed down as a result of this attack. Now the lawmaker there in the person of Abu Umoru has expressed shock over such incidents. Now what do you think needs to be done? Is it just merely expressing shock? What needs to be done to quickly nip this situation in the bud?
You see, that is what we always hear from all of them. They are being shocked. I was reading just now that Mr. Tinubu is saying, listen, nobody should advertise his upcoming birthday in the media because of insecurity, because of that. I mean, all these ones are immaterial to me. They are immaterial to me. Arrest these people. Okay, the names of their promoters have been announced. Go and let us see them being arrested, get them apprehended, try them, and apply necessary punitive measures. Because the moment you are not doing that, this thing will continue. Look at the other side, Asari Dokubo, who has been painted with the insecurity occurrences in the South, sitting down in Nassau Rock with National Coat of Arms behind him. What does that portend? You know, I raised that issue, I think, on your platform then. What does that portend? It's now saying that yes, if you can kill, if you can maim, if you can kidnap, then you will be highly rated in the society. We have a lot of hoodlums that have been rated high in our society. So what do you think that now protect? So that means anybody who can act as who can do the business of politicians can be elevated. So any other person under will not say, okay, if this person is being elevated because of this, then let me also get involved. So not until when we clean our society of all these marauders, when we clean our society of the so-called mafias and the mafiosos, honestly, we haven't seen anything, and I will keep on saying it. We haven't seen anything, and that's why I said the other time that if the leaders in our country are not accomplices to some of these troubling killings, kidnappings, and all that, by now it will have been stopped.
All right, now looking at this killing that just took place in Benue State, before long, Nigerians have always reacted to the idea of, tagging, terrorists, perhaps giving their name bandit, to be repentant Boko Haram. We've seen that happen during the past, immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari, where, pardon were given to these people, were extended to these people in the name of repentant Boko Haram. Are we likely to see such things playing out again when suspects who actually perpetrated this act are being paraded in media, and in the coming days we are hearing that they've been granted pardon because they are repentant? If no, what do you think needs to be done? Trying to borrow a leaf from what happened recently at the attack in Russia, where in less than 24 hours, the suspects behind that terrorist attack were already revealed in terms of their identity, and of course, arrests have been made, and definitely in the coming days, they will have their day in court to be tried. Are we likely to see a leaf borrowed from what happened in Russia, or it's going to be same old, attributing these guys to be repentant Boko Haram? Is that what we're likely to see?
And that's exactly what I said the other time when Muhammadu Buhari was talking of repentant Boko Haram, that they should be integrated back into the society. I said it. I said, listen, somebody who had killed, who had made members of a society, and we are now bringing that person back to that society. How do you expect the victims, those that their loved ones have been killed, those that their loved ones have been maimed, to be in good relationship with those so-called repentant Boko Haram? That is one. Two, somebody who had over the years been tuned towards killing, maiming, and all that. How can you say you are recalibrating such a person's psychology within 1 week or 2 weeks, and you expect that person to still be normal? It's not possible. Going further again, when people are saying that, okay, if being caught, I will be pardoned, they will say they are recalibrating me, but at least I will have made some money. Then you see others too taking up arms. Because they know at the end of the day, they will be pardoned. Not only being pardoned, they will be given some money. Not only giving some money, they will also be giving some accolades. All right. So to that extent, you are increasing the level of insecurity in your environment. Instead of you to get them apprehended, interrogate them. If found guilty, give them the necessary punitive measures so as to deter others from engaging in such that act. But when you are not doing that, then you are now saying yes, it is an accepted behavioral pattern within your society. And it will continue. It will continue. And that is why we are where we are today.
All right. Now, looking at it from the angle where you brought it up from, that it is likely to follow that pattern where they would be pardoned if really they show repentance. The thing is, if actually that happens, what will be the precedence, looking at it from the Muhammadu Buhari regime into the Tinubu-led administration, and of course going forward when it comes to crime and terrorism in Nigeria? Would it be seen to be normal for those who want to go into it?
Listen from this, just hold on from there. There is nothing like repentant killers. There is nothing like repentant kidnappers. Because no matter the threat of the rainfall, the leopard will never change his skin. A leopard will always be a spotted skin animal. So what do you mean by repentance? All you need to do is to call a leopard. His behavioral pattern will always be there. It's a carnivore. So you remove such from where it will be killing your household. So what I'm saying in essence is this: as a kidnapper, as a Boko Haramist, as an arsonist, you need to be punished accordingly to deter others. Nothing more. We don't need to be calling a spade a farm tool. A spade is a spade. Forget about being a farm tool.
All right, now let's look at Gumi's involvement, especially when it comes to terrorism. Already it's being questioned, and obviously the body language from the federal government is that he is not above the law. But what do you think could come out of such interrogation between the Nigerian government, especially Insecurity Agency, and Gumi?
Can you come again, please, Josh?
All right, so I said earlier that Gumi is already being interrogated by the necessary body, the security body, that is saddled with the responsibility of, curtailing crime and, of course, other violent activities which involves terrorism. And he's being questioned right about now. And the body language is that he's not above the law. So if need be, he might go in if found guilty. But what do you think could be the likely event of such interrogation of Gumi?
Well, I wouldn't be able to predict the likely effect of the interrogation, because I don't know the past relationship between Gumi and the interrogators, which is the government now. I wouldn't know, because if there had been some kind of collaborations in the past with anybody in government, any top government official, starting from the presidency to Senate presidency, down to the legislators and all that, if there had been a relationship between any of them and Gumi in the past, I can assure you nothing will happen, because they know the moment they want to punish Gumi, they might say, you better be careful so that I don't spill the beans. You remember the other time when the leader of these cattle bearers, what do we call them? Yes, the cattle bearers leader. When the former minister of information, Lai Mohammed, was trying to harass him, he said, you better keep quiet. If not, I will spill beans as regards as regards what happened pre-2015 elections, when people are being brought in to come and cause mayhem in the country. What happened? Nothing happened. The Niyeti Allah leader. What happened till today? Is this still not talking? So not until I want to see Gumi be punished appropriately, because he has been in the center of all these things over the years. He has been the one negotiating. So what are you talking about? Remember when this man Lamade Shino was the governor of Oyo State, and then some of these cattle areas were troubling them. They called Buhari, the former president. They called Buhari, and he was the one that went to Lamade Shino to negotiate for them. So that means there's a relationship between him and those cattle areas when they were fomenting trouble at Okeogun. Remember, years passed. So without a relationship, you cannot say you will be the one to be negotiating with them. So that means there's a relationship.
Okay, now
there's a relationship.
All right, now talking about being careful. All right.
The past administration and this present administration, you want to know the relationship. And if there's a relationship, then that my theory has now come to bear. That is the connivance of the leadership against the people that is causing all these things. And if there is no connivance, all these things, according to Paul, CNN, and our late father that has always been sending us money from the grave, Sonny Abacha, that said any government that is not privy to any insurgents in his country should be able to quench it under 24 to 48 hours. And what have we seen? Over the years, it has been there. So is there a connivance? That's what we're not supposed. That's the call Nigerians need to start doing research on. Is there a connivance between the leaders of this country and these marauders? Nigerians, our journalists should start investigating that. Perhaps that would be a good story for you, Josh, to unravel.
All right, now you talked about, could there be a previous or existing relationship between Gumi and some certain high government officials in the past? And of course, you made mention of the fact that...
Even presently.
Well, most likely, even presently. So now you talked about being careful as regards manhandling Gumi so that you don't spill the beans. So are you in any way saying that spilling the beans could mean involving some other top government officials who might be behind, sponsoring, some of these, criminal acts that are being carried out in the name of banditry?
Let me also ask you a question. Is it possible for this chief executive of Binance that just escaped from custody to escape without a connivance?
Perhaps this could be a Paul and Silas scenario playing out. What do you think?
For such a person to escape.
The escape of the Binance executive, because Nigerians are of the mindset that how could you come out and tell the whole world you have successfully secured the arrest of this guy, suddenly he escapes? Will Nigerians not be looked as a laughing stock to the rest of the world?
The deep corruption that is happening in our country. Between you and me, let me tell you this. Let me quickly tell you this. The deep corruption that we are having in this country. Few weeks back, exchange rate was hitting almost 2,000 naira per dollar. And some people, I've been seeing them analyzing. What are we producing? Before now we were producing this, before now we were exporting this, before then we were doing this and that. But now, nothing like that again. This factory has closed down, this industry. And I asked them, listen, what are they producing in Cotonou, Benin Republic, that is making their own currency to be more than ours? What are they producing in Ghana to make their currency? And then I now said, It is not about that. It is about some people manipulating our naira. It is about some people who are being given huge amount of money for one thing or the other, exchanging that money into dollars and all that. Now, within 3 days, the something started crashing. Now it's 1,400 or thereabout. Now, George, the question is, what have we been producing within the last 3 weeks to have made that thing to come down to 1,000 for 1,003? If it is not corruption, and they now see that some of us are exposing them, and they now find out that if that trend continues, there will be chaos and crisis in the country. And that's now to tell you how deeply eaten we have been with corruption in this country. It's all about corruption. It's all about the connivance of the leaders against the people. If not, they know that guy too will expose them. That is why they have allowed him to escape. And they will now heap the blame on some people. I was just reading this morning that some soldiers have been arrested. I don't know how far it's true. I just saw the headline. But those soldiers that are now being arrested, can they do that thing on their own? Is it possible? No, is it possible on their own? How about the airport? Which airport did he flow through? Which airport? Where are those officers there? Which aircraft? You understand? I beg.
All right. All right. Now let's look.
It's a country that is full of corruption, up and down, and unfortunately, the good people are now afraid to speak up because they believe that they can come after them and kill them and whatever. Let anybody come and kill me, but they will not have. I mean, my spirit will always tell them that this guy has told you the truth. It's better for us to die for something than living for nothing. And Dr. Dalkari, will continue to live for something.
All right, now let's look.
I will prefer to die for something than living for nothing.
Good. Now let's look at the rearrest. Now, is it possible to still secure his rearrest using Interpol? And of course, how feasible it is to place a tax, evasion on him, especially looking at it from a corporate, angle?
Yes, if the Interpol sees that we are a serious nation, because the Interpol too will ask you before they rearrest that guy for you, you look at it. How did he escape, Papa? Were you people sleeping? It's not an African man to say that maybe he escaped with an African magic. If he's an African man now, if it's somebody from probably Oklahoma, or somebody from Tanzania, or somebody from Lupe, you say yes, he developed wings and then escaped. Do you understand? So before Interpol will also interfere in this, they want to know whether you are a serious nation. Whether some people really, really engineered his escape. Because they too, they wouldn't want to exercise some effort in futility. After arresting, handing it over to you, they know that he will escape. So why would they now waste their own resources in that?
Talking about the tax evasion, is it possible to place such on him or on Binance? Talking about tax evasion, is it possible to place such charge on Binance now that the executive is nowhere to be found? Is it possible to get it from them?
He has escaped. So if you are placing, There's no way we come around to defend himself.
All right. What about the place of? What about the place of the prison warders? What about the place of the prison warders? Are they also accomplices in this case?
Every environment, every element within the environment that he escaped from should be quizzed. Should be quizzed. Some might not even know. Some will definitely know. But not every one of them there we know. Because it must have been a top-notch executed equipe. I don't know whether you watched this film, Escape to Victory by Steve McQueen. I don't know whether you watched it. If you have watched that film, you will know that number one, the prisoner, the warders there, the warders that prison yard on that cliff knows nothing. Knows nothing. That is why I decided to use that one as an example. But that one is different from this Binance escape, Binance CEO escape. Because
if this film that was, perhaps they would have blamed the producer or director of such film for such a poor job done. But unfortunately, this is happening in real life. So what's your view on that?
Yes, I'm sure our stars in Hollywood will be looking forward to also make a film about that.
All right, so let's go into another discussion that we have talking about the insecurity in Nigeria still, but we'll be delving a bit narrowly into state policing. And of course, it is also in the news right about now that 16 governors have endorsed the creation of state police. What's your take on that, first of all?
It's not all of them now. It's just about, I think it's still about 16 of them that have endorsed this.
Yeah.
And like I said on a particular platform, I have never been a supporter of state police because the society, the community called Nigeria is yet to develop psychologically, sociologically, and mentally to that. Why do I say so? You see, you will see, at the end of the day, you will see our governors. You will see our governors using the state police against critics of such government and against opponent political parties. We have even seen in situations whereby governors have been using state apparatus against critics. You are aware of that journalist that was arrested somewhere in the east sometimes ago, 2-3 years ago. What was his name again? You know, that was detained. I don't even know whether it has been released now. And they even use the state judge to still convince him. Now, if you're now having state police, what do you think will happen? People will not be able to talk freely again. Opposition parties will not be able to operate on a level field playing ground. So for me, I don't support state police. Rather, let us further equip. Let us further encourage our police, Nigeria police force, because the police are the closest security apparatus to the people, especially when you look at the divisional police posts. Those people there, they know everybody, virtually everybody within their environment. For instance, the DPO of my area now comes around with the people who have seen him on several occasions, you know, very amiable and respectable officer. He jokes with everybody, he plays with everybody, but behind that, he has been trying to know who is who within that environment. He's been able to understand their culture, their behavioral pattern, to be able to see how to use them against themselves in curbing crime within the division. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
You need to send somebody to come and study him. And then you now understand why the MPF itself needs to be well equipped. It's not that you'll be asking them to be buying their uniform themselves, the way it's happening now, and meanwhile money has been allocated for their uniform. So who is holding on to that money? You will see police officers on the street wearing slippers. How will such a person be able to cope or insecurity? You will see a policeman being transferred from Kotangura to somewhere in Aberonje. Instead of you to give such a person accommodation, he'll be sleeping in the police port. At the police port. Okay, how do you expect that person to perform optimally? What I'm saying in essence is this: we need to improve on their livelihood. We need to improve on their sentiment. We need to improve on how we handle our police. Did they even train them after leaving a police college? How many of them do go for training and retraining? And meanwhile, money has been budgeted for it. Who are the ones keeping that money? We are all privy to what happened to Tafa. We are all privy to what happened to, I think, Kenny Martin the other time. So, we have to cope all these things. We don't need the police now. All we need to do is to re-energize and to re-evaluate our present Nigeria police force.
I understand your point, especially looking at it from the cons. You know, when you said if it happens that it becomes a norm, some state governors could decide to use that to gag the opposition. I understand that far, but rather than always looking at it from the cons, should you not also, you know, flip the coin over by looking at it from the pros, especially the gains that will be achieved, considering the fact that crime is local? So when you have state police, it gives a governor the opportunity to be able to recruit men from the community, persons whom they know and see every day. So it can be easier to be able to man such community rather than bringing someone all the way from. Just a moment. Rather than bringing someone.
Even policing is local, okay? Because you see the commissioner of police always relating with governors. 1, 2. You see the area commanders relating not only with governors, even with bailiffs, obas, and kings. So also the DPOs. Okay? What I'm saying is already policing have been localized. Okay? All we need do is to further energize them. Else, if you say you want the governors to be recruiting the police themselves, look at the governors, how they are making their cousins, their nephews, their household members, how they are making them commissioners, head of parastatals. So also they will bring that one into recruitment of police. And at the end of the day, it is only those that will do their biddings that we will see heading the state police that we are talking about. Unlike when it's being handled at the federal level. And that's why I said we have not yet developed psychologically, sociologically, and mentally for state police.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Kayode, for sharing your perspective with us on this issue. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's my pleasure being with you this morning on your platform. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, now we'll be transiting to yet another segment of the show, which will be the market trend, and that will be right after this timeout. Please don't go nowhere.